Okay, I've got a 2005 Ford Focus hatchback ZX5. It's got 4 cylinders, and I wanted to replace the radio and put a backup camera in it. Ordered this Atoto from the internet. This is the Atoto A6. Got it, and then we got the backup camera as well. Backup camera was the hardest thing to put in, but I wanted to explain to you that when you take the Ford radio out, what you're going to have left when you get it out, and I'll show you that in the car, you're going to have left a harness that's the reverse of that and the reverse of that. This is the one we're concerned with, and the problem with the Atoto is it doesn't fully fill out this whole space. So what you end up doing is you end up getting a wiring harness that comes from that jack inside the Ford, and so it'll be exactly looking like that on the one end, and then go to the Atoto end, which is this one right here on this diagram, and you have to wire that harness up per the pinouts right here. So to do that, you're also going to need a faceplate, which we ordered, that fits the Atoto and your car. This one here happened to, this is the kit, if you will. There's the faceplate kit, and then there's the harness kit, so you got to make sure you get both of them, okay? I won't go into that. You can research yourself. 2005 Ford Focus. Okay, next, you're going to need these tools or something similar. You're going to need a soldering iron, solder, something to hold your wires to make your harness piece. And I prefer, when I'm making a harness, I don't like to use cheapy splicing. I use these tubes. That's heat shrink tubing. I put them on each side, and then I bring the wires together, and I hold it with this device right here. Hold the two wires together, and then I solder them. And I take the heat shrink tubing and slide it over, and then just heat it up. I have a little heat gun here. It looks like hot air. You can use a match or a lighter or something, doesn't matter, but heat shrink it, make a nice harness. Next, you're going to need a drill, because you're going to be putting a hole behind the license plate and a hole inside where the whole radio mounts. There's a little well in your Ford Focus that you're going to want to take the USB cables and fish them through. You're also going to need body panel tools to pull off the body panels, a multimeter to check your connectivity when you're done wiring. You're going to need 2 long pieces of wire. I would say maybe 5 or 6 feet a piece each, nice stranded wire, and that's going to be hooking to your reverse backup light. Okay, you're going to need heat shrink tubing, body panel things from Harbor Freight, a pair of pliers, small pliers, cutters, a hook pick, and then to get your radio out, it's a 7 millimeter driver or socket, whatever you got. Also, I bought these vampire clips so I could use the single pieces of wire. I run them from the back of the gate over to the left-hand side reverse light, and there's just positive and negative. And so these vampire things, and I'll give you a close-up, you just shove the wires in and you close this, and it pushes this metal piece through both wires, and it makes a nice connection. I don't recommend using these for anything but that, because then you're not really destroying the back tail lights at all. You're just grabbing the power and the ground. Okay. Anyway, that's it. And then you're going to want to have a fishing device of some sort. And I use this long wire tie that I had. It worked really well to come from the top down into the tail light area. Fish this down in, and you're going to need some tape. This was probably one of the most important parts of the whole deal, aside from the soldering iron and stuff and the clippers and the body panel things. This right here, I wanted to explain, is the side panel, the pillar A, I guess they call it, and it has clips. This part shoves down into the window on the driver's side, and it comes up. If you take and pry underneath or on top, however you want to get to it, you're going to pull these clips out. I broke one, so Harbor Freight to the rescue again, and I bought some body panel stuff and just made one to be equivalent to that. But you have two metal clips here at the beginning, and then a bottom piece that just comes right off. And you pull the bottom piece off first, and then there's a piece up here on the top. Pull that down, and then just start prying gently. The whole thing will come up and off, and then you can run your wiring down the driver's side from the top. What I did was just went along each piece of paneling in the car and just took the pry tool and we shoved in the wire that we needed all the way to the end until it got to this, and popped this off, ran it down and underneath the driver's area there and into the radio section. So we'll take you out and just going to give you a show of what the wiring run looks like, and then we're done. I've left the body panels off of the Ford Focus here, but there are a couple pieces that you have to originally remove. This panel, and this panel right here. They all pop in via these clips. You can see all the clips. Pretty much easy, but once you get it off, what you're left with is how to get this camera mounted. I took the license plate off, and come on over here a second. I took the license plate off, and here's how I mounted it. Okay, you see, I'm gonna take this license plate and put it behind here just to make it nice and neat, but just to get a feel for if it's gonna work, etc. And as you can see right here, here's the handle of the car. There's nothing underneath that. The lights are all free. What I did was, with this whole license plate thing removed, the holder removed, I drilled a hole in back, and then I put a grommet in, a rubber grommet where the hole was at, and I ran my wiring through, and my wiring came up and out here, and I ran it over here, down through here with a fishing tool into this boot right here. You see this boot? Show them this boot. This boot, basically the wire runs from the top all the way down to here. So I have my ground wire and my power wire, and then the video wire portion that runs down through. And I fished it through this hole. You can just pop this boot off on both sides and run a fish tool through here and pull it through. I'm showing that right there. Okay, and then once you get it through, now you're underneath. Now here you are underneath, and you have the opportunity to take off this reverse tail light right here. You're going to tie into the positive and negative of this light. This comes out with a screw on the top here. There's it's just a Phillips head screw right here, and then underneath that you reach under here and there's a nut you can turn with your hand, and that whole thing comes out, and you're going to tap in and vampire tap the bottom light right here, so you got power and ground. Okay, and then from there on you run the rest of your video cabling through. You're going to come in here, around here on the body panel. You're going to open this up and just push your wire into here. Keep pushing until you reach down here. Let me have the camera here. So here's the body panel. I came from the rear all the way up. I just kept shoving in the wire right here along this ridge, all the way to here. As you can see, here's the wire, and I ran it down this pillar right here into here. Hopefully you can see that. I can't really see real well with this, but right here's the entry point, and it goes right here, goes underneath, right underneath everything and into this channel. And here's my Atoto Atoto all mounted. This is the piece that comes off originally when you're pulling the radio off. You have to have a hook. Just grab, and I scratched it here. I was a dummy. I should have not scratched it, but you just take a hook, some kind of a hook pick, pull it out here, and this whole thing will just pop right off. And that's where you can get to your original radio. There's 2 screws. There's one here and one here in the back. Pull the whole thing out, and everything unclips. And then there's where you can put your harness. And I also ran the GPS that comes with the Atoto right up to here. And I also ran the microphone right up to here. So it's all coming up that A-pillar and through this driver's side. Everything's complete. I hope that helps you guys out. I know this video is a little jerky or whatever, but it works. And I just wanted to document it. Thanks.